Erwin Altstädter knows every nook and cranny of the Martel Valley. He was in charge of the local Alpine Club for 30 years and takes us up the mountains to the Zerfallhütte refuge. It snowed last night, the first snowfall of the late summer. Altstädter says Italians stay at home in weather like this. And it's true that most of the hikers we meet are German speakers. They probably have little idea that they're walking past a politically sensitive post.
These are signs in both German and Italian. Some of them are only in German because the place names are of German origin.
Altstädter thinks that is how it should be. Most of the original and commonly used names here are German, while most of the Italian names were imposed during Mussolini's fascist rule. In recent years, the local chapters of the Alpine Club have renewed some 36,000 signs. Many of them are only in German, which bothers some Italian hikers.
If the signposts are only in German, it limits the number of people who want to come here. Lots of people from central Italy, for example, would have a lot of problems with that.
In Rome, the Italian Minister for Regional Affairs, Raffaele Fitto, has told the South Tyroleans to remove the signposts. If they don't, he says he'll take care of it and use the army if he has to. The belligerent tone of that statement is guaranteed to rub people the wrong way. South Tyrol has not come to terms with its past. The relief of Mussolini on the local finance ministry building is seen as another case of Italian arrogance. Maurizio Vezzali sits in the local parliament for Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi's party. He's uncomfortable with the debate surrounding the signposts.
This has also been Italy for almost 100 years. I don't say this is Italy like they used to, but we're also Italian. So I think it's right that every group has a right to their place names.
This is the popular head of the local government, Luis Dornwalder. He's been running the province for 20 years. South Tyrol's economy is a lot healthier than it is elsewhere in Italy.
I really don't feel like I have to obey Minister Fritto's orders. I'm a freely elected representative, the head of the South Tyrol government, and I say I have to represent the interests of this region. And that is not just about full employment or high gross domestic product. It's also about cultural values. Place names have to do with culture. They are of cultural value.
Dornwalder suggests a compromise whereby bilingual signs are used where necessary, otherwise are in German. Mostly Tyroleans and Italians get along fine, but the language issue is tricky.
I think the sign should be bilingual so that every Italian can understand where he needs to go.
The politicians should have pointed people on the right track before the signs were put up.
As long as they use bilingual signs in the cities, there shouldn't be a problem. But the mountain refuges should be in German, the language they're named in. That shouldn't be changed.
For Erwin Altstädter, at the end of the day, it's a question of political judgment.
If in today's Europe a minister says he'll send the army to South Tyrol to take down the signposts, then I think that's a proof of Italy's shortcomings.
It's hard to argue with those sentiments, and the army has yet to turn up in the idyllic Martel Valley in South Tyrol.